What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Welcome to the silly season because it's the off season for the Cowboys. There's all the speculation and everything else of what people we should be bringing in here. And of course, Ian Rappaport's with their, Sean Payton is not told the Saints that he's coming back and therefore he's going to the Dallas Cowboys. We get that kind of stuff, all the time. And of course, we got speculation of Aaron Rodgers, of course. Hey, that'd be a better move for the Cowboys. Ditch Dak Prescott, eat his contract, and bring in Aaron Rodgers and give him an even bigger contract because, of course, that'll work. But something that's kind of going on right now as we speak in real time, and I'm trying to figure out what happened. Yesterday, Bryant tweeted that Dak Prescott should call Tony Romo to help him recognize reading defenses and things. He, tweeted that on Twitter and stuff and said that Tony Romo could help him. Okay, that was what's going on. Joseph, I'll get back to you on did we lose Quinn. We haven't lost him yet, but probably have lost him. And Joseph, I got to talk to you about the cutting board and that sign you want. Anyway. All right, so you had that yesterday, Bryant saying Dak needs to talk to Tony Romo, and I don't think it was meant to be malicious. It was, you listen to Tony Romo as he's breaking down everything. You always want to talk to everybody because I believe everybody out there can teach you something if you're open-minded to it. All right, so Tad Prescott, Dak's brother. Oh, actually, hold on. Sorry, I had to actually go through and take his phone call because it was dealing with some stuff here. So let me go back through here on the situation because I'm trying to put the pieces together. So here's the exact tweet that Dez put out yesterday. He said, Amari Cooper is far from the problem in Dallas, so let's get that straight. If you really want to keep it buck, Dak needs to call up Romo and talk about how to read defenses so he can understand the D's weaknesses and how to utilize his weapons in certain situations. I can't argue with that. I can't ever argue with that. You always want to get as much information and as many people talking that have experience to understand. And clearly when you listen to Tony Romo, who's calling out plays before they happen on the field, he's a wealth of knowledge. And why wouldn't you want to go through and learn as much as you can from somebody like that? That's why we end up having, guys like Charles Haley that come back and D-Ware that ended up taking that knowledge and experience and helping the next generation go through and help each other. So here's where it gets to be crazy because Tad Prescott, Dak's brother, started going through and just started this whole Twitter war about an hour ago. Originally, it was 20 minutes when I started this. So an hour ago, Bryant gets put on blast. Let's see. Let me get to the beginning of it. So an hour ago, 4 hours ago, Tad Prescott, Dez is the same guy who'd smile and hug me while talking shit about Romo, Witten, and those guys he called Romo's boys. Now you turn on Dak and myself to think I truly used to respect this man. That was what Tag said 4 hours ago. Then an hour later, you got Dez Bryant who says, you get on the internet and lie, you sensitive girl. Tad, I ain't never held a conversation with you talking about another player. I always spoke loud about mine. So now all of a sudden you've got this Twitter battle in public out in front. Then Dez, of course, is now defending. He's on the defense. I never said nothing bad about Dak. I'm on the internet analyzing like everybody else. You got Pearson talking about Dak ain't no $40 million quarterback and other people ripping Dak. Why wouldn't he call Romo for help? And that's kind of the way I took that yesterday, that, again, I don't think that Des Bryant was throwing shade at Dak per se. Just saying, listen, everybody can always be better. So then we got people that are now stirring the pot up. What's wild is I tweeted something about Dak the other day, and you both looked at it, laugh out loud, and it wasn't, and you couldn't find some common ground if you wanted. This dude's a girly man. The fact that he got on Twitter and lied, especially making it seem like I talked to him about Romo or Witten, I ain't never had a convo. Tad and I never talked like that. We ain't cool. I addressed my frustration about certain players public. Tad cap. I don't know what Tad cap means. I don't know when you say cap what that means on Twitter because I'm not that Twitter savvy, but I know it doesn't sound good. Okay, this is somebody else. Charles James, he took it the way I did. No, you're right, but everybody sees things as an insult these days. A person like me would have to took that information and used it. I can only get better. And that's the way I took it. Romo is legendary. Okay, so that's the way I took it. Tad took it differently. And then Dez, of course, coming back. Tad, the fact that you said I made a fake phone is crazy. I'd rather die than be lame. I'm done talking with you at 86 Prescott and tell Dak to call Tony Romo because he can help. I mean, this thing is just like growing like crazy and getting just out there. So that's the last of the tweets that I see on here. And this is kind of like, is this really happening? I'm just kind of like in talking with somebody who may have rung some bells for me here, because could this be set up? Because Tad's got a podcast. Tad's got a podcast, and definitely, as they say in the media, there's no such thing as bad press. We know the bad takes that guys like Dan Orlovsky will take, just try and get people to watch. So if you stir some shit up, like Jerry Jones likes to stir shit up, you get something going here on Twitter. It's good for Tad's podcast because it gets interest. And if you're Des Bryant and you're going into the social media or the media or working out and trying to get back in the NFL, you want to get some attention put out there. You want to go through and get people to talk about you, think about you, get you in the front of their minds about what's going on. So that's where I'm kind of like, I don't know about this. Now, on the flip side, of course, everybody who has experience can teach you something. And I've always been of the notion of, I know a lot about woodworking. I really do. But far and away, there is no way in the world I know everything about it. And that's why I'm open to learning more to get better. Because the day you stop learning is the day you die. And that is the truth. So we'll keep our nose to the grindstone here on what's going on here with Tad and Dez. It's been interesting, at least, to say the least. I'm Mark Holmes. Well, I got to get back out to the workshop because I got some work to do. I'll see you soon.